Well, it's all about Allu Arjun and that power-packed, much-awaited masala actioner that we are tracking here on Business at 9. It has finally hit big screens. As expected, fans are going gaga over Allu Arjun's roaring wildfire performance. In fact, fans are saying that another national award is loading for the big star. Box office reports estimating that this Allu Arjun starrer Pushpa 2 is expected to earn anywhere between 250 and 300 crores. In fact, the film has already surpassed Prabhas's Kalki 2898 AD's record. It has sold more tickets in an hour on Book My Show, close to 97,74,000, as my producers tell me. Now, this overwhelming response seems very real. Despite today being a working day, midnight shows of the film have been added. But very sadly, on a very sad note, fans' excitement has taken a tragic turn. A stampede broke out during the midnight premiere at a Hyderabad theatre. And according to reports, a woman has lost her life. Her son, I believe, is in critical condition. That tragic incident taking place in Hyderabad, where this massive crowd gathered at a local theatre to catch a glimpse of superstar Allu Arjun. It underscores the enormous fan frenzy surrounding these huge franchises. It has become a cinematic phenomenon now. So let's discuss all that's at play. Film critic and trade analyst Taran Adarsh joining us, along with senior film journalist and filmmaker Dr. Ramachandran Srinivasan. Gentlemen, welcome to Business at 9. Glad you could join us this evening. Firstly, Taran, as a critic, what's your quick take on the second installment of this Pushpa franchise? Did it make the cut for you in comparison with what you've seen in similar franchises?
This way, there's Pushpa Part 2 is, I wouldn't say one or two steps ahead of Pushpa Part 1, but it's a leap by the makers this time to offer something which is very different from the usual masala film that we are used to watching on the big screen. Having said that, I think Pushpa 2 has a lot of strengths on its side. First and foremost, of course, it's a brand now post Pushpa 1 release. And then, most importantly, the hype that was created for Pushpa 2. Besides, of course, Allu Arjun. He is a phenomenal actor, and this film proves it, indicates the fact that, the kind of hard work that he's put in this film is phenomenal. You have to watch the film to actually realize as to what kind of impact that he's going to have in times to come. A film like this is going to shatter all the records on its opening day. As we speak right now, yes. I've been told, I'm getting the reports from various exhibitors that it's going to break 3 records on its opening day. I'm talking about the Hindi version. One is going to be the highest opening day ever for a Hindi film. The highest so far was Jawan. It's going to demolish the record. Second, highest non-holiday or non-festival opener. Today is a working day. The film has released on a working day, yes. On a Thursday.
Yes.
So it's the highest there again. And the third benchmark that is going to set is of highest opening day for a dubbed Hindi film.
But this
that record was held by KGF 2 earlier. Yes. And now it's Pushpa 2. So it's Pushpa 2 Raj all over the box office. Like Pushpa says, Pushpa jhukega nahi, and box office rukega nahi.
It certainly seems so. But of course, this is the second installment. Even if you look at Pushpa The Rise, it grossed over 370 crore rupees globally. It became a pan-India blockbuster.
Right.
Why does it resonate so much, Taran, to you? Powerfully,
I think
and that, because it's across languages, it's across regions.
Yes. A simple connect with the character on screen. That's the most important fact that you need to have in your script, that people need to connect. They need to watch the person who's on screen and feel कि yes, मैं भी ऐसा कर सकता हूँ, या ये मेरी feelings हैं जो वो पर्दे पे दिखा रहा है. And that is a very important fact that what I have learned over the years. Secondly, I feel it's a very simple story told beautifully. The part 1 was excellent. Part 2 is fantastic. I'm talking in terms of mass ingredients in the film, the massy moments in the film. It's a beautifully packaged, well-packaged entertainer. You have songs, yes. You have very well choreographed action sequences, from the start to the end. Then you have the scale of the film is fantastic. Also, the dialogues and the punchlines and Allu Arjun's swag, all that is fine. The writing is watertight. It's foolproof. I would say there are some loose moments here and there, but the film is so entertaining that you tend to overlook that. And most importantly,
So entertainment has to be delivered at in a big measure when you go and watch a movie
yes,
like this in a cinema hall. But we've had
yes,
other
yes,
franchises as well, and Ramachandran do come in on this. Bahubali, KGF, Pushpa, they all seem to be redefining this Indian cinematic landscape that we have. When you compare them by way of reach and how they resonate, their box office success, the fan frenzy around them, how do they really stack up against each other to you?
If you always remember that the South has always been very passionate about their cinema and their cinema stars, who also, and a lot of these actors have gone on to become chief ministers of respective states as well. So there is a basic fan or fanatical thought process behind a lot of these fans as well. So, and if you actually notice, a lot of these films are very rooted. They're rooted to Indian culture. They don't travel much into the Hollywood genre cinema. I mean, at least most of them. And that is a very strong reason why these films are actually going on to become much, much bigger than what other films are, even down in Hindi. To begin with, somebody like Taran would agree with me that, before Telangana and Andhra split, there was a maximum number of theaters in Andhra Pradesh. Now, put these two Telugu states together, and they have the maximum number of theaters in this country. That basically shows you the kind of dominance that cinema has had on people's lives. And I mean, that is the reason why actors are celebrated there. We have had the three Khans at one point of time who were big stars, but it's not showing today now, barring the three Khans. You don't have the frenzy of the three Khans
Yes.
now, but South does have that.
It certainly does, but they seem to have a pan-India appeal as well, and that is making the franchises as huge as they are. Taran, you agree? If you look at the rise of Allu Arjun after Pushpa, the rise, it mirrors what Prabhas achieved with Bahubali or what Yash got with KGF. How do their stardoms differ?
Yeah, I completely endorse what you've just mentioned. You've taken the names of Prabhas and you've taken the name of Yash, and also, of course, now Allu Arjun. I think these actors are, and as he just pointed out, it's very rooted. Their stories are very rooted. So if you notice, be it Bahubali, be it KGF 2 or KGF 1, or now Pushpa 1 and Pushpa 2, I think the main emphasis is on providing entertainment, desi stories. See, the reason why the Telugu industry, I'm sorry, I'm compartmentalizing right now. We all come under one umbrella of Indian film industry. I'm not denying that. But the fact remains that this film has come from, it's an original Telugu film which has been dubbed in Hindi. So that's the reason why I'm drawing parallels. The fact is that, the reason why Telugu film industry is miles ahead, or maybe should I say that it's light years ahead of Bollywood right now, is because of the entertainment that they are offering. It's very desi entertainment. On the other hand, we have Bollywood, which is making films for the metros, for a handful of metros, and for metro-centric audience. And at the same time, we have South, which is catering to a pan-India audience. Right. Now, look at the contradiction here. I would just like to add something here. Bollywood feels masala films don't work in overseas. Bollywood feels masala films don't have an audience at multiplexes or at urban centers. Pushpa has shattered that. That mindset needs to change, right, because Pushpa is open to a thunderous response, not just at mass centers or mass pockets for Hindi heartland, but also at bigger centers at all multiplexes.
Correct.
And also, I just wish to add here, as we all know, US is taking a phenomenal start at the box office there. It's going to be, it's going to open to a solid number there. In the morning, I got a call from the Australia distributor this morning, and he said, in fact, a couple of days back, he sent me a message saying that, Pushpa 2 is going to be the, in terms of pre-sale, that is the advance booking.
Yes.
Is going to witnessing the highest number of tickets being sold by an Indian film in Australia.
That's amazing.
Now, yeah, that's amazing. And that includes Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, Amir Khan, Bahubali, right, all these films put together.
Yes.
Now tell me one thing. Doesn't that come as a contradiction to what Bollywood thinks. And that's the reason why the downfall is actually showing right now. Because we are not catering to the audience that the kind of films you're offering to them is something that they don't want to watch.
So Bollywood is not getting the plot right, but you think that regional cinema, and you mentioned Telugu cinema in particular, they seem to be getting it right. Ramachandran, do you agree? Do you think Pushpa 2 has what it takes to set some new benchmarks for Indian cinema globally? Just looking at these big budget films like Pushpa 2, which are drawing audiences back to theatres in the post-pandemic era, these larger-than-life spectacles seem to be succeeding. And they are succeeding over the convenience of even OTT platforms. You think we'll get more of these now in our cinema halls?
So, we have to remember one thing, that just by getting big stars with no story, you will end up like an Adi Purush as well. So it is extremely important that, the filmmaker Sukumar has stuck to the basic concept of what Pushpa was. Pushpa also was a clean film. You did not have any dialogues that were double entendres. The dialogues were clean. So is Pushpa 2, and which is the reason why women are also watching. Unfortunately, a woman lost her life now, but that is how it's been happening over the years as well. In the South has been crazy about their films and good films also. I still remember in 2012 there was a film, Prabhas film called Billa, where crackers were burst in the theater and somebody died. 2013, Junior NTR had a Bacha music launch of the film Bacha, and there somebody died there. Ramachandran GAV, which was going to do Andari Badale, also had a theater where somebody died. They're gunning for tickets. So it is not just Allu Arjun, it's also a lot of these South stars who have a craze.
Yes.
And when they come in good films, people want to watch them. And that is what makes them bigger than what they are.
Yes.
They are superstars. And Allu Arjun is a big superstar after Pushpa. And you can't deny that the Pushpa is not rising, the Pushpa is also flowered.
Yes, absolutely. But Taran, now with this film reportedly getting the significantly higher budget than the first installment, there are certain risks and rewards that are associated with these massive investments that are being made in, for a want of a better word, regional cinema in India. Do you think that trend can persist? And very quickly at that, since we're running out of time.
Yes, of course. I mean, in times to come, you're going to see bigger and bigger films. And I think this is just the beginning. Bahubali actually started, should I say, they restarted the trend. There were dub films earlier too, but Bahubali was a real game changer. And then came in, of course, RRR and KGF and Kantara last year. And I think it's going to just go on, and you'll be seeing a lot of quality stuff. Now, the most important question is that Bollywood needs to learn needs to actually wake up, wake up and smell coffee, because the kind of cinema that they are making, now the audience has watched that.
Correct.
Now, when you have watched that kind of cinema, you expect every big film, even from Bollywood, to come to that level or to have those standards.
Yes.
And if you don't meet those expectations, then you're bound to fall.
Yes.
And that's what is going to happen in times to come. If Bollywood people don't realize this fact, or they are still under that bubble, living in that bubble, or living in those ivory towers, that, hamari film to chal jayegi, star ko le lo, bana lo, kuch bhi chal jayega. No, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen in the future.
So now with this Pushpa phenomenon in Indian cinema, we seem to be entering a new era of massive franchises. It's already happening. Efforts are on to improve narratives as well, and something that is already being seen. There is unparalleled stardom. The big challenge, of course, is to sustain this momentum, because we're talking huge investments where stakes are very high. Also balancing fan expectations and their safety, something that the industry needs to be very careful about. We will continue this discussion, but thank you, Taran and Ramachandran, for making the time for this discussion here on Business at 9. It's always great having you with us on all things connected with cinema.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.